When you think about cemeteries, you usually think of a dark and scary place. BLT Productions presents The History Beyond the Grave. Unlike the stereotypical cemeteries, Union Cemetery is one of the most beautiful and well-preserved cemeteries in Missouri. It was created and founded in 1857. The town of Kansas founded in 1838, and the town of Westport founded in 1831. The cholera epidemic of 1849 filled the cemeteries of both Westport and Kansas City with bodies. Over 150,000 people died in America from the cholera, and 6,000 of those people were from Kansas City. Kansas and Missouri needed more land for a burial ground. This burial ground was for the victims of the cholera epidemic.
The burial site of James Hunter. He actually gave land to help build part of what is now the Union Cemetery.
For a group of city fathers from Westport and the town of Kansas came to him in the early 1850s. They said they needed land for a cemetery. And so he decided, he being public-minded, being city-minded, community-minded, he decided he would sell it. So he sold them 45 acres.
He is also buried at the Union Cemetery. Over 55,000 souls rest at the Union Cemetery. Some more known include John Calvin McCoy, William Miles Chick, and many more important people. One of the most noteworthy people that is buried at the Union Cemetery, who contributed a lot to Kansas City's growth, is John Calvin McCoy. McCoy was born in 1811 in Indiana. In 1833, McCoy constructed a building that was a general store. And a couple years later, he then plotted out the land surrounding the store and named it the town of Westport. He had the idea to use a rock ledge on the Missouri River as a dock for the riverboats, and then he called it Westport Landing. In 1846, 14 merchants and traders all came together and purchased the land, which they named the town of Kansas. McCoy invested in this land, making him one of the 14 founders. William Chick was born August 31st of 1794 in Lynchburg, Virginia. From a young age, Chick worked as a merchant. He got married to a woman named Anne Eliza Smith in 1816. Chick settled in Westport on his own in 1837, making him one of Westport's first settlers.
John Calvin McCoy founded the town. He had also a general store, and he had the first post office. And William Miles Chick actually became the first postmaster.
Unfortunately, Chick died of pneumonia, April 7th of 1847. Charles E. Kearney, born in 1820, was an Irish immigrant who was an amazing tradesman. He invested in land, created unique grocery stores, and helped Kansas City become an important commercial hub. He even helped with the construction of the Missouri Bridge.
He was responsible for building a bridge across the Missouri River, connecting what is today Kansas City and what is North Kansas City.
In 1854, Charles bought an enslaved girl named Harriet Drisdom for a little over $1,000.
She was put up on Christmas Day. She was sold as a slave at on the Westport courthouse steps.
So he outbid everybody and bought Hattie, and then as soon as he bought her, he gave her her freedom.
With her being so young and living in a society where slavery was habitual, Hattie made the decision to stay with Kearney.
So he gave her a job, kind of the nanny, housemaker, nurse, worked for her. And she actually worked for this family for 80 years and helped raise 3 generations of the Kearney children. And they thought so much of her that she is here in the family plot.
And then when she passed away, she was the first African American to be buried in the white section of the cemetery.
You can visit the Kearney Harris House at 4000 Baltimore Ave in the Westport neighborhood to learn more about his life and the importance he had on Kansas City's history. Alexander Majors was born October 4th, 1814, in Franklin, Kentucky. In 1834, he relocated to Cass County. He co-founded the Pony Express along with William H. Russell and William Bradford. The Pony Express replicates our modern-day mail systems. This service ran between California and Missouri. The business went on to become known as the Santa Fe business. Unfortunately, Alexander Majors passed away January 13th of 1900. You can visit the Pony Express National Museum to learn more about the Pony Express and more about the history of Majors and the impact he had. Alexander Majors' house is still standing and open to tourism to this day, and you can visit at 8201 State Line Road, Kansas City, Missouri. Many people buried in the Union Cemetery played an important role in Kansas City's history, whether they fought in the war, blazed the pioneer trail, or founded the town itself. Each grave here at the Union Cemetery showcases how many thousands of people called Westport and Kansas City their home. The significance of the Union Cemetery is so much more than two towns coming together. It's about the union of two pioneer towns of western Missouri. Despite where these people came from, those buried at the Union Cemetery all made Kansas City what it is today. Union Cemetery is one of the most beautiful cemeteries in Missouri, and you can always visit at 227 East 28th Terrace in Midtown, Kansas City. Union Cemetery is still being run by the Union Cemetery Historical Society today.